Blake Griffin, drafted first overall by the Clippers in 2009, spent his entire career, of course, in LA before being traded earlier this season. He spoke to Mark Spears of The Undefeated about being traded and did not pull any punches about his former team. Here was his quote: "I never want to be in a place where I'm not wanted. Coming here to Detroit made me realize what a franchise looks like." Whew. He also said that he would have done his free agency differently, guys, if he had known he was going to get traded just 6 months later. Remember, they told him he'd be a Clipper for life, and they put his jersey up in the stands and all of that stuff. I don't know. What's your reaction to him saying he knows what a real franchise looks like?
Well, first of all, I think we both know what it feels like to be hurt. You know, your heart broken from a team. I'm sure that he's, still a little hurt by how he was handled there, especially with what he did. I mean, he brought life to the Clippers organization. And on the flip side of that, he probably does see what it's like to be with a franchise that's won championships, right? I'm not saying anything bad about the Clippers, but they haven't won anything.
Yep.
And you go to Detroit where it's a little different. You walk in those halls and you see rings and you see trophies, and that's a different feel. So he's probably speaking to that.
Well, it's easy to say that now, being, with the Pistons. It's easy to bash the team you just came from, but you got to realize Jordan played for a different team. Shaq got traded. There's no loyalty in this. It's a business. So get out your feelings. Now, to what Chauncey said, to a winning organization, it's a totally different feeling. When I went from San Antonio to Atlanta, totally different feeling, okay? So you feel it and you see it. But it puts some positive juices flowing through your bones. You want to go out there and play. You want to win. You want to put some trophies in those shelves. So I understand what he's saying when he means that.
Okay, I do want to get back to, though, him saying, hey, he would have handled his free agency differently.
Sure.
Not everybody can have a no-trade clause. There's a lot of different rules, but Blake was a guy who, because of his years of service in the organization and being with the same team, could have had a no-trade clause. He opted not to do that. There was kind of a trade-off in negotiations between that or getting the 5th year in his deal and the money he got from that 5th year. He opted for that partly because he was hearing Clipper for life, and he just didn't think it would be a thing. If you are a top-level guy, if you're, say, Kawhi Leonard, who is maybe negotiating a Supermax this summer, are you more likely, after seeing what happened to Blake, to put that no-trade clause in or insist on it?
Well, if you have the power to get it, I think you should go for it.
Jack, let me tell you something.
Especially if you want to stay somewhere.
Listen, you gonna put a no-trade clause or the last year at $40 million?
I'm going to get that $40 million.
Thank you. Enough said. What's the next subject?
Next question.
It ain't even, come on, it's not even close.
Money is the motivation.
Okay,
Are you kidding me?
I ask you guys this in a lot of different ways all the time, and it's because I don't know. I am not exposed to the level of money an NBA player is, so for me, all of these numbers sound like Candyland. Y'all are making...
Candyland for us, too. We didn't play in this era.
Okay, so for guys who are max guys to begin with, who are making hundreds of $millions both on and off the court, at what point is your happiness of, hey, I have to live in a city I didn't sign up to live in for 4 or 5 years, or play with a team or for a coach I didn't intend to make a choice to play for, versus an extra? And again, I know $40 million is a lot of money, but I think all of this is a lot of money. You told me $4 million, that's a lot of money. So where is the line of where you would trade, hey, I want my own agency and free choice versus money?
It's all subjective, right? Like, you look at Blake and you say, okay, what if he would have not did that last year and said, I want a no trade? Who wants to lose for 4 years?
Right.
Does that make you happy?
Right.
You're probably going to be in that second or third year saying, dang, I know I can't get $40 million for 1 year after this.
But then you're Carmelo and you can influence where you go.
Yeah, you can influence where you go, but you can't influence what you're getting when you get there.
That's true.
That's a big deal, right? It's a big deal.
It's hard. And look, and these guys, again, these are problems we should all have, but
the idea
of what to trade off. I am interested in this era of where the new CBA rewards guys to stay with certain franchises, it rewards guys to sort of get that extra year. But when there is so much money now, it is a different era than when you guys played, or certainly back in the Jordan years, the Magic Bird years, and just sort of, you have more agency. You got more choice now because you got more money from different sources.